Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be changing the bulbs in the headlight and the frame that's under all of this. As you can see behind me, it is getting dark, but not dark enough to test the bulbs. So we're going to close the garage door and we're going to show you how dim these things actually are. So as you can see, garage door is closed. New key we just cut ourselves, which is so cool. That's what it looks like with the low beams. I'm going to flip up the high beam, switch is a little wonky. That's high beam. Same light, just double. So when everybody tells me that I'm missing one light or one of my lights is out, that's low beam, that's high beam. Low beam, high beam, and it has that little light there. Not sure what I'm going to do with that one. Probably find an LED equivalent for that later on. But for now, that's what we have. And do that. And yeah, the switch is kind of broken from all the damage and stuff from the previous owner. But I do have my markers, like I said before, that have the switchbacks, which includes the mirrors. So it does help a little bit with those things, but for the most part, these need to be upgraded. And everyone always loves to point out that my headlight's out. And I'm like, no, it's not. And I press the button and it lights up. So let's get into taking all this down and in time-lapse mode. I'm gonna turn on some of the shop lights too. So like I said before, the structure of this is a little mangled, and you can see, if you look down it symmetrically, that there's some issues. Things don't line up the way they should. Plastic's kind of bent in a little bit. So this wheel is pretty well straight, lines up to there, but you can see that it's a little bit tweaked. So if I look at it properly, I feel like it's pushed this way. So you can tell because it lines up nice here, but you got a nice little gap there. And like, if I push in here, you can still see that that's where the bike has gone. Now, I don't know if it is the frame that's bent. We're gonna compare the two when we break it all down. And here are the LED lights that we got. Again, they're both the same. What's low beam is basically high beam, but these things have 20,000 lumens as opposed to the comparable, I think it's like 7,000 lumens. I'll probably look it up and leave it in the description, or just leave it on the page right here. But we're gonna get to breaking this bike down. I don't want to, but it's one more thing to go. I'm very fortunate to be able to have the space to break this bike down in a single night, fix the damage, as in replace the frame for the headlight and everything else, and also upgrade the headlights. Very fortunate. Oh, that's a naked bike. Anyways, we have the old one. You can see where the stress fractures are, especially up top here, and then right about there. And if you flip it over, you can see again, there, and there. So if I hold it like this, same as the other one, you'll see that they're basically identical. So I'm liking that. Not so much that it doesn't really matter too much. Now if I flip it over, you can see that it's not exactly straight. I guess I didn't do such a good job. I did bend this one back down to try to get it to kind of fit better, but it didn't when I was reassembling all of that. But you can see here that it indeed wanted it to be straight, whereas that one is definitely not. It was way worse one before I got to it. But I noticed some other things too that were bent and stuff. Like this area was bent, so that area is still bent. Yeah, all in all, it'll be way better. And then when I was putting it back together, when I was taking it apart, I should say, it was like this, and then when I took the bolts out, there was room for it to go up. So it was actually pointing more down with the headlights, which was probably why I was having such a hard time seeing at night, because the bike is built in such a way that if it was ever smashed, it wouldn't be showing right for the headlights. So it was actually pointing more down. So now that I noticed that, I'll be able to fix it, put it up, and the beam will be higher and brighter. So yeah, now we're gonna get to doing the headlights, and I'm hoping that the bulbs that I got online are the right ones. I am still gonna keep this, because you never know. It's still a fairly decent piece, and now that I know what parts need to be bent and straightened, if I need it in the future, well, it's a nice little candidate, and I can just straighten all that stuff up a bit more. Anyways, we got this one. This was $162. If it saves my life so I can see, I'm all right with that. To the headlight. So here we are. We have the Amazon LED headlights. These are like, there's some of these lights that are like over $200. I got these for 60 bucks. I'll leave the URL in the description down below if I remember. So this is our headlight, and thank goodness I didn't have to replace it because it's quite expensive actually. Now if I take a quick look at it, you can see the incandescent bulbs in there, and I'm just actually surprised it wasn't cracked or anything like that. Just taking a look at it all, and I don't see any breaks or anything, so these things are quite robust. It's around $300 online, and I am curious about this bulb. I didn't mean to actually pick up one.
So, I don't know if it's gonna be able to pop out or not. Oh, yes, it's... Oh, seriously?
It's one of those. And I have tons of them at home. Hilarious. I'm just gonna pull it out. I don't want to touch it with my fingers, because then it will blow up. Alrighty. Just want to double check this. Don't tell my boss. Yes, I knew it. I have tons of these at home. I could have just thrown in there. It's a lot of work. Oh well. Now that I know.
I could have used it too. Anyways, moving on.
I'll just leave the stupid light. Anyways, so don't tell my boss I stole the gloves for work. So that just pops out like that. Ooh, okay. Nice. So I got a nice little seal there. And now I read the instructions, and to have the best light for your LED, you want it to be facing this way, so both LED diodes are facing outwards, so they'll shoot out like that. And due to the reflective properties in the light, I'm not trying to sound too intelligent here, but you'll see here where the LED bulb needs to push through for either side of this, so they have a beam that shoots straight out. Apparently that's what they want. And we're gonna move these over to here. We'll do one light at a time. And I don't know how all this comes apart, so I'm gonna put it back into time lapse and we'll see what's up. So that was way easier than I thought. So that's how the bulbs go in. So they'll be like that. And I guess I can see why we have those adapter pieces. And those adapter pieces are cool because, well, they're gonna be in behind here, and then they'll be waterproof at that point, or water resistant. Not sure what the IP rating is. Somebody can look it up. This upgrade is really easy to pull off. You just remove the old incandescent bulb. The same bracketry and everything will go in for the new LED high output bulb. And it'll literally be the hardest part, is getting that little bracket that holds the old bulb in when you install the new bulb. After that finagling, you just have to plug it in and you're good to go. Then you have 20,000 lumens as opposed to the old 1500 lumens that you originally did. So we got the first one done. You can see it's in there. I didn't break anything, surprisingly. It's all in there, nice and tight. We're gonna test it because I want to make sure I did it right the first time. So, wow. That white light looks so much better. That's awesome. Now that we did it once and we tested it, we know our process works. This is just literally rinse and repeat. And then we have both lights for low beam and high beam in the high output 20,000 lumens range. This is going to be, for lack of a better word, and I'm not trying to be punny, but bloody brilliant. I cannot wait. Testing. That looks good. That looks superb. I do want to switch out that light. I want to leave it for now. Obviously, I don't have a choice. They do make a bit of a noise. I think that's normal. I don't really hear it over the bike anyways. But white lights look crisp. It gives a nice modern compared to the incandescent bulb there. I don't know what it would be for me to change that, what colors I have options for. Obviously I can't have anything that's strobing or flashing, but we could totally like change that to like a red dot of some sort. I don't know if that's legal or not. Or just keep it white. That way we won't get in trouble, because it is a motorcycle after all. Anyways, let's start reassembling. I just realized something. What I'm hearing isn't the buzz of the LED lights. That's a fan. Not bad. That's kind of cool. I saw that in the article, but I didn't really believe it. You know how some things aren't actually true. But that's cool. Neat. Anyways, back to reassembly. I'm pretty happy with the way the headlight's looking. It's going to be awesome on the road. Can't wait for a night ride. That all being said, frame, headlight, the media center, which is like for the odometer and all the rest of that, speedometer, and then it is the windshield, which is just a glorified wind deflector, and then you have the front fascia followed by the side fairings, and you're pretty well done at that point. Your bike is ready to ride. Everything went together fairly good. Alrighty guys, so if you look at it this way, you'll see a stark difference in that everything is starting to line up. Just as a reminder, this is what the bike looked like before. Now, things are not exactly lining up because this is proper, this is used to the old way, and so is this. You'll see here, if I pop this back in, things don't want to stay. That's what I was supposed to be, not by much. But then this side is perfect, minus this here. That's another broken piece, so it won't click in properly. But that just goes without saying for the whole thing. Like, it's just that little bit off, but I have the both sides to replace all that stuff. Same with here. Like, I can pop this in. Doesn't want to pop over here, but you guys get the idea. And then, so everything's kind of looking that bit better, but not perfect, which is cool. We're all right with that. Piece by piece, bit by bit, we're working on this thing. And that looks good. Like really, really good. So much so that I just took a photo of it. That'll be probably the thumbnail. Do I regret this? Yes, but we'll worry about that at a later date. Now we'll do the testing. Alrighty, I'll turn it on. That's for low beam. Oh, that was high beam. So that's high beam, that's low beam. Cool. That's what it looks like with the low beams. I'm gonna flip up the high beam, switch is a little wonky. That's high beam. Same light, just double. So when everybody tells me that I'm missing one light or one of my lights is out, that's low beam, that's high beam. Low beam, high beam, and it has that little light there. Not sure what I'm gonna do with that one. Probably find an LED equivalent for that later on. But for now, that's what we have. And so I'll do that. And yeah. I can just press the right button. There it is. Nice. We will fix the switch in the future. They still sell them. I think you can find them on eBay for like 40 bucks. Nothing special. can't tell too much when they're not compared side by side, but that is significantly brighter, and I'm very happy that I stayed late. It's almost 11:30 right now, so probably well past midnight by the time I get home. But I'm very happy that I did the LED upgrade for my bike. That way I can see and be seen. So that's cool. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end it off here, finish cleaning up and whatnot. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below, and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. Peace.